In this realistic and healthy winter morning routine, I'm going to be sharing with you what my mornings look like as a 24-year-old holistic nutritionist who also works a corporate job. So you can bet that my schedule is pretty full and I've gotten really good at managing my time. I'll be sharing with you tips on waking up earlier, tips for body neutrality when working out, and how to be more productive in a realistic way. Before we get into the video, I would love if you could like and subscribe as a free way to support me as a content creator. It doesn't cost anything to you, but it would mean the world to me. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for being here and watching my videos. Recently, I've been trying to wake up as the sun rises, and I keep my window open so that I can let my eyes adjust as the natural light comes in. I feel like waking up early makes me so much more productive and I get more done during daylight hours. So if you want to start waking up earlier, here are some tips for you. Tip number 1 is get good sleep. The night before, I went to bed at 10 p.m. so I could sleep a good 8 hours. I try not to watch TV or have much screen time for half an hour before I sleep, and instead, I've been reading A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I've been loving it. Tip number 2 is as soon as your alarm goes off, turn on the light and pull yourself out of bed, just stand up. And that goes to tip 3, don't go on your phone and just do something else the first thing when you wake up. Whether that's getting up and stretching or opening your doors like me, just don't get distracted and stay on your phone and lie in bed because I've done that so many times and it's a bad habit I've worked hard to break. I make myself a cup of coffee to wake up, wash my face, and then I love putting on a cute gym outfit to go to a yoga sculpt class. I'm definitely more of an early bird type of person, so I personally like to work out first thing in the morning if I can and have the energy for it. Working out is such an energy giver. I used to see it as something that drained me when I had a really bad mindset around it, but now my relationship with exercise is so positive. It just feels exciting to see how capable my body is and how much stronger it gets. So let's talk some tips on how you can see exercise as positive and how to have more body neutrality during and after exercise. It's so normal to have bad body image days, but my biggest goal when it came to my physical and mental health was to never think of myself poorly. I like this concept of body neutrality because it's this idea that you don't have to love yourself every single day, but you should never hate yourself. So the tip number 1 is to speak positively to yourself while working out and also afterwards, giving yourself positive affirmations, telling yourself you got this. Tip number 2 is to do exercise that fulfills you and not something that you feel like is punishment. I made a video on this before on how to actually start working out, so you can watch that video if you want. The link is up in the corner or down in the description. But the overarching message is that everybody is unique and it's important to find what works for you and your body. I personally don't really like running and instead I like taking long walks. Tip number 3 is giving yourself some grace and not pushing yourself too hard on days that you feel more tired. Being present and respecting your body and honoring how you feel some days is an amazing way to remind yourself that there's more days to come and you don't have to punish yourself into a body that you love. My 4th tip is to take note of your progress. But I don't mean this in a physique kind of way. I mean this in taking note of how strong you become, how capable you feel. And yes, you can do this through quantifiable ways, like I used to not be able to do any push-ups at all, and now I can do 10. And hopefully one day I'll be able to do 20. But maybe writing a note down somewhere of what your goals are with your strength and feeling accomplished when you get to them. Also, side note, I just want to add that you shouldn't compare your fitness journey to anyone else's because I feel like it's taken me so long to progress. I still can't do a pull-up and I feel like I'm like 2 or 3 years into my fitness journey. To be fair, I don't practice it that often, but still, I feel like being harsh on yourself is never the way to go. It's you against you, never you against another person. After showering, I like to put on a bit of light makeup just to feel more alert and, I guess, awake in my day. I also don't know why, but sometimes I just feel more productive when I feel pretty. Is that silly of me? Maybe. I quickly loaded up my dishwasher and did some small things around the house before packing myself up some lunch and taking myself to a cafe. Now, because it just fits what I'm doing next so well, let's talk about tips to be more productive. First one is changing your environment. So I'll take myself to a cafe, or sometimes I'll go into the office and I just feel so much more productive with my work. Also, tip number 2, of course, turn your phone on Do Not Disturb. Tip number 3 is I'll set a 30-minute or hour-long timer and just really focus on getting work done during that time. And then when that timer goes off, I take a quick break before repeating it all over again. Since this was a morning routine vlog, I cut the video here, and I know it was super short, but I hope you enjoyed watching. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.